Welcome back to the Grim North. This is our third episode of the D&D game set in the modern-day city of Cresta, a loving parody of the city we get to call home, Manchester. My name is Mist, and I'll be your games master, and after the hell I've put them through, tackling a sewer monster in the Reged Mountains beneath the Loumis Mill, let me introduce my fantastic, wonderful players. Zoe.
Hi all.
Taryn.
Yo.
Yaz.
Hello.
And Elaine.
Hi, I'm Elaine. I'm the recently reformed bad boy of the group that's once again fallen back into their old ways.
So are we all excited to get on with the game? We are halfway through our first season, the Cresta Files. So if you like it and want more, please like, share, subscribe, all of that good stuff. So, let's begin.
The city of Cresta sits under a persistent cloud, the oppressive rain lashing down on its inhabitants. The citizens working for the conglomerate of industrialists, rulers of this metropolis powered by warpstone. From the daytime drudgery to the neon nightlife, crime persists throughout. Trickling down from the corporate offices and glass towers to the sewers carved into the bedrock. Aloysius Grimm has been charged with forming a team of investigators to tackle the problems the city guards cannot. Murder, monsters, magic and mayhem. Welcome to the Grim North.
So, after the horrors of poo that you had to contend with...
Why is it always poo?
Stupid.
Why is it always poo?
As a reward, your characters now get to level up.
Oh,
Yes, we are level 4.
Yes.
And as ever, we want to start getting to know our characters a little bit. What does Wicca look like at level 4?
She's been doing some training with her glaive, which is flavoured to look like an umbrella, with her being a Springaladrin, so protecting herself from the rain despite being the rain. She's been doing some more training with that, so rather than taking an ASI, she's done lots of training with that, so she can now do 2 attacks with her glaive, despite only having 1 attack. Which is nice and fun. So she's been doing lots of sort of I don't know what the word is for it. Lots of training with it, basically. Lots
Kung Fu montage with an umbrella. Perfect. Okay, Taryn, what's Dizzy looking like at level 4?
Right. What is Dizzy looking like? It's a very good question. And folks at home, if you've ever played an Artificer, you know exactly what's happening at level 4. A whole lot of nothing. I've improved some. I've improved 1 ability score. Dizzy has now just hit the books. Just doing the classic hermit, hyper-focusing, nerdy thing of just sitting at home and reading. And so I've just maxed out my intelligence. And so Dizzy does 2 things, and she does them very well.
Hitting those books. Okay, yeah. How about Jail?
So, Jail recently had quite an interesting client. You know, he was a local MP, but he did. He kind of took a liking as the way that MP sort of carried himself. You know, he was quite inspiring. So because of that, Jail's gotten out a new feat called Inspiring Leader, which means he can now choose up to 6 allies and give them 7 temp HP. So this time he won't die.
And Elaine, how's Kaz looking?
stronger than yesterday. Keza has taken on the delivery shifts at Preston's, and they've had some pretty big deliveries of really heavy boxes, which she's been having to like really like stack on the shelves. And she's a little woman, like, so she's been having to like climb the shelves to get the boxes and stuff on there. And during that process has got just a little bit stronger. That's exactly what's happened. She's a strong lady.
Buffed out, brilliant. Okay.
She didn't skip leg day.
So, where we left off after the last episode, you'd gone back to Grimm to report on all the horrors that you found in the sewer and everything that'd gone wrong there and everything that you discovered. There's been a little downtime, a few days since you reported in and fed back all that information. Let's start with you, Terran.
Oh, no. Okay.
What's Dizzy been doing in that time? What kind of follow-up to the horrors of the sewer?
I think... So the first thing that Dizzy would have done after checking in, getting paid, and then immediately putting that pay right back out to her student loans is she would have gone back to the library and done some research on the Otyug to confirm that it had some latent psychic abilities. And so we can sort of close the loop on that. The other thing that Dizzy is doing, because I realized that I should probably use more of my Artificer infusions. So the next time that we go out on a mission, Dizzy actually spent some time, as she promised, working with Jail's, making Jail like a replacement dagger. Well, it could be on your dagger, it could be on your sword, up to you. I think the dagger makes more sense, but spend some time making a replacement dagger. Basically, I'm going to use one of my infusions so you have returning weapon. And so just like the next time we go into a combat situation, because I know you can get that range, that sneak range, so that way it will just come back to you and you don't have to keep buying new daggers.
That is... Well, Jail's already bought a new dagger.
I know, but like, well...
Yeah.
I could just put it on the new one if you want, whatever the style is. I'm gonna give you the returning feature the next time we go into combat.
I love that.
And I will mark that off.
You had some fluid that you took from the sewer. Are you doing any testing on that?
Yes. So I think when you in the rare occasion that Dizzy like lets anybody into her space, what the little sleeping area she used to have has now just become like a full like my first chemistry laboratory. None of it's up to code. There's like the fire suppression is just a big blanket that she uses to sleep. If something does catch on fire. But basically, she's got like the classic sort of like, oh man, I'm showing my ass here. Just the swirly glass pipette. And so I'm like trying to split the two, like the yellow and the purple, and just basically try to like I have a hunch that they're warpstone related, but I want to absolutely confirm, because if the purple thing is warpstone, then I don't know what that is. So...
Okay, so can you give me an intelligence check for the testing, and then also a sleight of hand check, please?
Yikes.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I could do that. I'm sure I could do that. I should mention that in addition to like Dizzy's alchemist supplies, her other supplies are brewer's supplies, like for making alcohol. So that's what I mean by like home setup. She knows what she's doing. It's just she had to buy low budget tools. Okay, so investigation. That's okay because my investigation's gone up. So it's actually a 14 total now. Yeah, right?
Yikes. Love that for you.
So smart.
And I rolled quite low. So it's 14 for investigation. My sleight of hand is nothing, so. And I got a 14 on the die.
Wow.
All right, cool. Awesome.
Consistent.
Okay. Right.
She's so smart and she's so Dexy.
Well,
Well,
well, be lucky.
As you run the fluids, they never truly have mixed. They are completely separate, yellow and purple. And you manage to separate them relatively easy. But in the process, the purple breaks your equipment as it explodes.
Okay.
excuse me.
Thankfully, because of the good checks,
Yeah.
you only suffer 1 damage from this.
Ow.
As a little bit of shattered glass falls on you, you cut your hand.
Oh no.
But yes, that you can tell from that this is definitely warpstone in nature, both fluids.
If anybody's in the building when this happens, there's like lots of screaming, but not because of the damage that Dizzy took. It's just like, I discovered a new warp stone! Just screaming. I probably honestly don't sleep that night, just like running experiments and like writing a paper on it. All right, cool. What the hell is purple warp stone? Okay, got it. Thank you.
You're very, very welcome. Okay. Yes. What's going on with Jail?
So Jail has been at the barbershop. He's actually been training Kane as promised to Keza.
Yeah.
But he's so obviously being quite a popular barber, he does get a mixture of clientele, and some of those are actually people who have worked or currently work at the factory. So what Jail is currently hung up on at the moment is why there is even an otter in the sewers. I mean, it doesn't really seem responsible for a potentially hostile creature to just live in the sewer system. And also, he's also just making small looking to find out if there's been any strange happenings in the last 3 months in the factory specifically.
Okay, so you're trying to take up some gossip then.
Yeah.
Okay. Ooh, how to run gossip. There are rules for this, but they're not rules I can recall.
Don't you know a guy?
Oh yeah,
I
you
do-
know
I
a
do
guy.
You know a guy.
You know a guy.
Do know a guy.
You got
Fully
it.
know
You
a
got
guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you got a sneaky little thing there.
Well, the feat works. So basically, if he spends more than a minute talking to someone who he's not in combat with, they get a disadvantage on checks made to deceive him. So,
All right.
Okay, the way I'll run this, though, because it's not just a minute, you are selecting your clients, and there's several days of this going on over here. I'd like you to make a persuasion check, and you can do that at advantage, and we'll see what you learn.
Let's go.
that's a 15.
Okay. So with a 15, your barbershop is in the centre of town. It's in Upper Side, right?
Yeah.
And what's the barbershop called again?
The Barbarian.
The Barbarian. So, there's nobody from the mill who works per se that's going to come all the way into the city to get their hair done. Maybe if they're on a night out in the city to go see a musical or something. But the Loumis offices are in the city. And there are a few different executives that might pop in if they're feeling a bit trendy. And you can make a few discreet inquiries. And over the course of time, just dropping a little questionnaire and a little, do you like it like that, sir? And what's going on? You are able to discover that actually it's kind of a normal practice to engage otiers to be part of a green environment policy.
Wow.
Wow.
And they live in zoos and can be deliberately placed there. I mean, they are outside of their normal environment. They might have found their way there naturally, but some people do round up these creatures to live in the sewers and deal with the more toxic elements. Apparently, for those who've been in the company for a while, there's a elder executive who's been there for a long time, generations in his family. You basically spend most of your time kind of spraying in the space, whereas comb over isn't quite covering it. They've been around long enough to know that the Otia has been there for a long time and is lovingly known as Herbert.
Was lovingly known as Herbert.
The Otiog formerly known as Herbert. Oh boy. Oh no.
Not many people really know about him, but, you know, for those who know, a loving pet.
I just can't get the idea out of my head of like big business corp being like, hey, we've got a new green initiative. We've employed some bears to eat our way. It's the equivalent of that.
Yeah, essentially.
Welcome to the fantasy version of Manchester, where everything's just a little bit wrong.
Did he find out anything about any occurrences at the mill? Like, you know, any recent change of staff, anything that might have like been a cause for gossip?
I'll let you do another persuasion check, but this time not at advantage.
Not advantage.
Just because you're pushing your luck.
22.
How's that?
Who needs advantage?
You don't get much more information, even with a 21. Because I don't want to give away that much. Because I'm mean.
Wow.
Mist is mean. Mist is a mean DM.
With a 21, I do have to give you something, for sure. There is, from what you can tell, a research and development department in the Loumis offices in the centre of the city. And you don't know what's going on, but there is some communication about around about 3 months ago. There was a lot of people from the offices going to the mill and back and forth. Some of the top brass, really. No idea what it was all about, but they must be working on something new, which is quite surprising in this business that's been running for over 100 years now. But yeah, looks like something's cooking up there.
Interesting.
We will then go on to Wicca. What's Wicca been up to in the past couple of days?
I think Wicca's been back to Loomis.
The mill?
Wicca's gone back to the mill.
Okay.
There's trouble up mill.
Trouble at the No, I'm not going to say it. No, I'm not going to say it.
Don't do it.
I can't do it. She's been back to the mill and has essentially tried to sort of clout her way in and be like, hey, I'm a former true crime podcaster, and obviously this horrible disappearance of these two lovely friend old ladies in your community is it's really rocked in the entirety of Cresta. I'm thinking about reviving my podcast and having this be my first episode. Just wanted to get some statements from the community. Anybody who works here, did they work here? Did any of their generations work here? Sort of seed it out like that, like I'm doing a bit of a research project about these two old ladies to see if that gets me in to talk to anybody.
Okay.
With a view to then sneaking off and looking at everything else.
Okay. Give me a performance check, first of all.
Hey. Okay. Did I go too far? No. There. Performance. It's only a 9.
Okay, what I'll say is there's the whole of the town up there, and as well as the mill. You don't manage to convince yourself past that really buff security guard who definitely does leg day. But you've already made relationships with the local Bobby and the ticket master and a few other people around things. You will be able to get some stories out, but not quite good enough to con your way into the.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah. So, persuasion check to see what kind of information you get from people up there.
Okay, I'm a little bit better at this, so let's roll a bigger number, please. It's cocked.
That's very cocked.
So cocked. That's okay. 19.
Oh, okay. So with a 19,
Taking Jimmy out for a pine, taking Bob out for a pine, taking everybody out for a pine. Give me something.
So you kind of really get to confirm a lot of the information that you've kind of already had, which is that 3 months ago, cats started to go missing, and then eventually people. Everybody's very upset about the 2 dear old ladies, lovely old ladies of the town who dearly loved and great, wonderful friends for years. Friends for years.
Just lovely friends.
But in the past couple of days, things seem to have eased up. There's been no other missing cats. There's been no other further instances. You find out that everybody has, at least on the way up to the mill, really incidentally, really, because it's not something that they put 2 and 2 together, but they'd all been complaining of mild headaches, and now don't seem to really have much of a headache going on. You do also probe because you've had the experience yourself, and some people have had experiences of seeing dead relatives or seeing something in the corner of their eye that they didn't think was there. But there's been no experiences of that yet. Though a few people have been starting tuning into Derek Acocra's latest TV show because they're now convinced about there being something in the afterlife.
Yeah, the village is definitely haunted.
The village is definitely haunted. There's something weird going on. But again, no more recent incidents. What has started to go a bit straight, it's a beautiful countryside out there. Absolutely lovely. They do have a small tourist trade. There are a few people that rent out houses as the equivalent of Airbnb. Because there's some lovely hikes and lovely walks, but down at the river, things seem to be starting to look a little bit icky and a little bit strange. There's already been people who do like open air swimming. Yeah.
That's not what you want.
Mostly it's that there's now more sewage going into the water, and you are told that in the past few days or so, where that is happening, there's also kind of burning damage, like the vegetation around the banks is going brown and cracked, and
as though it's been set fire to. Hasn't been, but as though it has been.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that information I would definitely bring back to Dizzy and be like, oh, right, so you've discovered a new kind of warp stone.
It's so exciting.
Oh, okay.
I haven't slept in 2 days.
I can tell. Okay, just chill. I'm gonna do a little lay on
We got to
hands.
tell
Just be
everybody.
like, chill,
There's new warp stone.
chill, sure.
What are they doing up in the mill?
So I didn't manage to get too much about the mill.
Right.
But the warp stone runoff stuff is now starting to damage the local flora, which is obviously not great. I think having seen some of it that looked a little bit burnt and cracked and stuff, I'd have like little sandwich bag. Like,
Gone.
scooped it up and go,
Just gone.
"Oh, there you go.
Just
okay."
gone. Grab it. Run back up to my Fisher Price
kinda
chemistry
like,
set.
Other toy brands are available. Others are available.
What are the little fish people called?
Low-caths.
Yeah, my low cath price toy set.
Look at the price.
Look.
There, is that better?
So much better.
All right.
Oh, gorgeous.
Right. Whilst you run some tests on these extra bits of clues that you've got, we'll go over to Keza.
Hi.
What's she been doing the past couple of days?
So Keza has also got very deep into Derek Aarakocra's psychic files after the incident that happened. She spent a bit of spare time watching that when she can, between dealing with like the school runs and her other 2 jobs, because she has 3 jobs and 3 kids. She's also one of the members of the agency that she works with to clean offices that covered her shift the other night. She's swapped a shift with them to make up, who happens to, I think, work at the Loumis offices.
Okay.
So she's going to take a shift there to do some cleaning in the evening. And while she's around, she's going to just listen to the people that are working late, have a few chats with them, and then maybe see if there's any stray papers on desks during that time, which she definitely won't understand what's written on them, but might give them to someone that does understand, that can understand all this corporate jargon.
Okay. Can you give me a perception check?
Okay.
Please?
Come on, Keza. Nat 20.
Give it up, miss.
Oh.
Give it up.
Right, okay.
Should we just go home?
Game's over. Figured it all out.
Just hand Keza a dossier. There you
We have to swap seats now.
I'm the DM now.
So, it's only the one night shift you managed to really sneak in, and it's only been a couple of days, so that's fine. As you check a few different papers and wander about, trying to get the lay of the land, there are some late night workers and stuff, gathering the last cup of coffee and trying to get this proposal over the line and doing all of that tawdry office work. You do manage to discover one individual, a bugbear,
Okay.
who looks particularly nervous
Okay.
and worried
Yeah.
and kind of shifty.
Okay.
By asking around, you learn that his name is Hurmon Eskless.
Hurmon Eskless.
Hurmon Eskless.
Okay. Can I speak with Hurmon?
You absolutely can.
So I presume this is like sort of, he's like working a bit later. I've got to come over to him and it's like, can I take your cup, love? Are you done?
Yes. He picks it up and sips like the last drag of coffee that's in there.
Come on, I've not got all day.
Thank you.
All right. No, that's right. You all right? You seem a bit down.
Oh no, I'm fine. Just busy.
Why? What are you working on?
Just a little project.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sounds interesting. Do you want to tell me about it?
Roll persuasion.
Come on, another nat 20.
Big nat 20.
Oh, and it's not. But it's 14.
I don't know if it would make, without being offensive, a cleaning lady. It's all very technical.
Oh, right.
I'm not sure I understand it myself.
Oh, that's all right. You don't have to understand everything.
No, but that's what I'm trying to do. It's quite worrying, really.
Right. Okay. Well, I'll just, and I'm gonna accidentally spill some of coffee from the bucket, like, of cups that I've got onto. Be like, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to do that. Do you want to go clean yourself up? Yeah. That'll stain. You don't want that to stain. It's all right.
And he clicks off his screen and he scuttles over at a disgustingly slow pace, but he looks like he's rushing off to the kitchen to go and get things all sorted.
I'm going to quickly try and turn his screen back on. And I want to get my spell facts out and take a picture of it.
Perfect. Can you do a sleight of hand check for me, please?
Oh! What was that? It's a natty one.
I mean, it went out of the dice tray, right? So like, it doesn't.
Yeah, it doesn't count if it's not in the dice tray.
As you go to press the screen, not only do you fail to hit the button appropriately, you kind of knock the screen off the table and it crashes down behind. Hurmon comes rushing back. Oh no! What? That was a very strong cup of coffee. What's happened?
I'm sorry. I was just trying to clean your desk. I'm sorry. I was just giving it a wipe, but I've just knocked it. I'm sorry.
Please, just give me the cloth. I'll do it myself. And he pats things down, gathers up everything, shoves them into his little leather satchel, and books it.
Damn.
Gosh darn it.
Gosh, is there anything that he's like, maybe because he was hasty, he's maybe like dropped like a piece of paper or anything? Just, is there anything at all left behind?
Roll an investigation check.
Oh, yeah, I'm really good at these.
It's real ambitious for the lady who needs help using her phone.
That's a 2 minus 1, so it's a 1.
Gentleman's one.
Gentleman's one.
A non-nutty one.
A non-natty.
I'm afraid not, no.
Oh, never mind. It was worth a shot. Yeah, I'm just gonna just gonna take his ruler. just because I'm annoyed.
Just
And besides, Caden needs a new one for school. I'm just stealing now, apparently. I put the ruler back. I feel guilty. I briefly contemplate it.
So, you make your way back into the office and collaborate.
How's Arcane doing? He seems to be enjoying himself.
You know what? He's got the knack for it. You know, he's a talented kid.
Oh, I bet he's dead good at a scale of polish, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He spends a bit too much time on his phone, though.
Oh, does he?
Yeah. I mean, obviously, you know, I'm a bit lenient with it, but you know, when he's with customers, though, probably not a good idea. I do want him, you know, his attention on the person's haircut, you know.
Yeah, I'll have a word with him, you know.
But no, you know what? He's a good kid.
Yeah.
You know, he's got a good head on his shoulders.
Yeah, he's very naturally talented, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He is.
Yeah.
He is.
But he just needs to put his mind to things. How's everyone else doing? Do you want anyone want a brew?
Dizzy's got she wears the round spectacles, right? With the sort of magnifying that she can add and sometimes different color lenses. She's got the black ones on and she's just kind of slumped in a chair. Just yes, ma'am.
Are you slept?
Yeah.
Dizzy? Oh, right.
think we could all do a brew.
Yeah, I'll make yours strong. Yeah,
Thank
Make
you.
a strong one. Like
you, ma'am.
three heaps of coffee in it. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't forget the salt.
We're making coffee for you today. Yeah. Everyone else on tea for use. Yeah.
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 That's the
Good.
one.
I'll go toddle off to the kitchen to make everyone a brew, and I'll pull out some biscuits that were on offer at Presto's as well, and create like a little plate of an assortment of biscuits, some custard creams and bourbons,
Gorgeous.
beer rich teas in there as well.
I think once we're all like together sitting and I've perked up a little bit from like getting some caffeine in me, I'm like, so I made a discovery and I got real excited about it, and then I remembered that I should probably not go tell everyone I know about it. So for right now it's just between the four of us.
Right.
But that runoff from Loumis, right? Definitely warpstone. Which raises a bit of a question, which is what in tarnation is purple warpstone?
Yeah, I mean, the stories around the blue warpstone are all, sort of nutters talking about it. And
You say that, but I've been watching a lot of Derek Arakoff at the Psycho Files recently. And
who cares?
What?
You haven't, have you?
Yeah, it's dead good. What he makes people do, absolutely amazing. It's got. I believe it. I honestly, I believe it now. After everything we've seen recently, could be true. Could be. It made someone push a button.
It made someone push a button.
Yeah.
And what did the button do?
It was meant to kill a cat, but it didn't actually kill a cat. It was fine.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And that's just on television here.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
y'all just watch that as entertainment.
Yeah, we didn't actually kill. She didn't actually kill the cat.
But the implied threat of
Yeah, she did it. I was like, wow, phew, that's wild.
Tower of the Mind.
Tower of the Mind.
Right.
See, my mate David went on Derek Arakoff a few years back. Yeah, said he was a bit of a sham. There was a lot of scripted stuff behind the scenes. He'd tell the audience. He'd pick out certain people from the audience, and they were actually actors and stuff, and he'd be like,
See, just
yeah.
don't know what you can trust. But I mean, we've got scientific. Purple warpstone is fully a thing.
I mean, apparently.
Then again, David owes me some money, so take from that what you will.
So David is
Yeah.
he's not a trustworthy figure.
I mean, he's a good lad. He's just a bit beyond them.
You say that, but he doesn't believe in Derek. He doesn't believe Derek Arakoff. So, it was clearly the greatest mind of our generation.
Dizzy just starts like writing in her notebook to not participate anymore in this conversation.
I didn't. So I cleaned Loumis offices the other day.
You what?
I cleaned Loumis offices.
You got inside of
Yeah, it's just swap shift, didn't I?
That's amazing. What? You were inside the build. What'd you find out?
I found one guy who was very nervous. He was called Hurmon Eskless.
Oh, all right.
Hurmon Eskless? Yeah?
Eskless.
He was very nervous and he was working on a project. I asked to see it and he said it was private. And then I spilt some coffee on him. Then I tried to turn on his computer. And
Keza.
why are you saying okay? Because it could have gone well. It didn't, but because I couldn't figure out where the button was, right, to turn it on. So I just hit it and it fell on the floor.
No,
It may be worth like trying to follow up with him at some point, like
Hurmon
maybe.
Eskless,
Yeah, and
right.
you and I are gonna sit down and we're just gonna practice with the spell facts. Just make sure.
I tried to take a picture with it, you see.
Oh.
Because you told me I'd take a picture, but it were two things at once.
Bless your cotton heart.
Yeah, and like two technology things at once. That's like,
See, it's funny you should mention the Loumis offices, because I spoke to someone, he actually came from America. It was someone like Mr. Rubin or something, one of those fancy names. But so he's been at the offices for quite a while now. I'm talking years. This guy was quite old, and he mentioned that there's been a lot of movement between the offices and the mill, and I'm talking top brass, head on shows, senior executives going back and forth to the office.
Interesting.
And turns out their R&D department's made a bit of progress in those last 3 months as well.
Okay. Did it give you any info as to what it was about, or just that they've been back and forth in a little bit? Because top brass never go to factories, do they? Ever.
Exactly.
So the fact that they've been going, and now there's this mad purple warpstony runoff.
Well,
Like, that's a bit suspicious, isn't it?
he's been at the offices for quite a while, but he did mention he's not seen that much movement in the past, but since the last 3 months, it's all suddenly sped up. It's a lot of progress.
I mean,
And that was around the same time that the disappearances
happening.
started happening with the cats. So
Oh, and the otter we killed, that shitty monster.
oh yeah, terrible thing, horrible.
Yeah, apparently it was called Herbert, and
Oh no.
Oh, you can't name them.
oh, it didn't have a name.
it did, yeah. Well, apparently it was placed there by the seniors. They put it there.
We just got to remember that it killed at least that we know of 10 kitty cats, right?
And
two
two
people.
people.
Right. Yes, of course, and two people. Of course.
Somebody think of the lesbians.
I mean, it don't really
Will nobody think of the lesbians?
I mean, it don't seem safe to put, some of that hostile in there, but apparently it's part of this new eco-friendly initiative.
In a village that small, that feels like a really big, for the health and safety risk that it saves, creates a much bigger one,
It is.
I think.
Seems to me like, taking the easy way out, right? Rather than just going and
Rather than
cleaning it
actually
yourself.
being green,
Yeah.
or actually doing something
and taking,
not harmful to the environment.
taking jobs away from good people by using monsters as well. Terrible.
We have that problem in the colonies. These damn monsters keep coming over to take our jobs.
So, for a point of clarification for you,
Yes.
the Otia had been there for a long time. This is not a new green initiative.
Right.
Yeah.
This is a kind of a standard business practice. So, yeah, Herbert had been there for a while. It's a good way of covering things.
Yeah. I think like above table, we just can kind of infer that like 3 months ago, it seems like when things started going weird.
Yeah.
Right. So people start moving around in the business, pets start disappearing. Eventually, 2 people disappear.
Yeah.
I would put dollars to donuts. So that's the same time that the weird chemical runoff started happening.
Yeah.
Right? It makes
So,
sense.
Yeah.
I think we can probably infer that. I mean, it's finding out which way around those happened. Did the execs start reacting to suspicion that something was coming from the mill and therefore start running around, or did they start doing something covert and then cats started disappearing? I think it's more likely the second one.
It's the latter. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's probably more that.
I mean, the runoff happens. Our lovely Herbert's, happily away
that
munching
lovely.
at what he, this.
Rip Herbert.
Rip her.
Waste. Something goes wrong, and Herbert gets more aggressive than usual.
I mean, it did attack us. We didn't walk
Yeah.
in Aggie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We walked into it.
He did walk in, Aggie.
Well, I mean, I walked in with my crossbow loaded. So,
Yeah.
I don't want to rewrite history or anything.
I was going to say.
Yeah.
So, this is like normal business practice, but people don't know about it, right? Like,
No, it's one of those things that's...
It's a bit shady still. Anyway.
It's... Make a perception check or a history check.
It sounds like
Perception.
it sounds like data mining,
Yeah.
where it's
Maybe
like
19?
not technically illegal.
So,
Perception, that was.
perception. For The way you've heard the janitor talk about it before, because they gave you some information, and you might have done a bit of asking around yourself because it seemed a bit weird. But you get the sense from all those different conversations that you've had that it's not actually. It kind of is a bit old-fashioned. It's not known about because it's kind of been forgotten about because it's that.
Oh, so it's actually that old that this use that it's kind of like people just don't. It's like how you don't necessarily think about how old the sewer systems work, and stuff, right?
Bingo.
Like it's just like we just know that it happens, and none of us are that interested.
Yeah, it's a little bit like knowing how the sausage is made, or just cook a sausage.
Yeah.
You don't know the ins and outs of it.
Yeah.
But you probably were told once.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
It's-
it's good, so you consume it that for. It's the same. It works. So
In fact, there might be one underneath Presto's. You've never really checked. You know, there's this. For those yellow sticker items that don't get collected, there's a little hatch you open up and just throw down.
I mean, that's rare because I do buy a lot of them. For the ones
You
that-
are this Presto's green policy. Like,
You're the Ostia.
dun, dun, dun.
Jacques!
me and my whole community, because obviously I take them back to my community. and,
Absolutely.
take them to local church and stuff, and we get meals all for the people that are struggling and things. So, yeah,
And there's a poor starving Ostia in the bottom.
so skinny. Tentacles are just like bones.
Just get the odd tin. Just gets the odd tin of peas, and it's like,
Please.
Right. Well, Dizzy skulls her third cup of coffee. Should we find Hilda?
Yeah, Wicca, what do you find anything?
I mean, I did go back to the mill and attempt to get in
I
there,
already
and
spoke to Wicker. That's why. My bad.
I tried to get myself in there, but no cigar. Didn't quite get there. But went out with a pint with Jimmy and Bob independently because
Jimmy the Bobby or Bobby Jim?
Jimmy the Bobby,
Jimmy the Bobby.
one we met.
Right.
Didn't see Jack. I'm not sure if he's still actually like in that filing cabinet having a cry. Don't really know. Didn't see him anywhere.
Yeah.
And I went on the tram as well. The window was still shut, curtains still pulled down and everything. But yeah, I had a pint with each of them, and yeah, the only thing they could really tell me was that again there'd been a bit of exec movement, but didn't know anything about it really. But I went back to where the sort of outlet was, because people said that the area had gone a bit downhill.
All right.
And with this runoff that Dizzy's been working on, it is starting to eat away at like the natural habitat. It's like it looks like it's been burnt up and like it's been set fire to, but it hasn't. So I don't feel great about it.
oh, no, that's not good. That.
Yeah. What's
But people have said that they're not getting headaches anymore, which obviously we didn't know they were to begin with.
Oh, well,
But people had apparently been feeling unwell
right. Do you reckon?
in the last few months, and it's gone now.
Do you reckon that's because of the
Herbert.
Herman's someone else.
I think whatever the runoff was,
I've been going through the H names today.
whatever the runoff was clearly, my theory is it was doing something to Herbert
maybe
to
enhancing
make them, maybe consciously, maybe not consciously, do increase their sort of psychic, telepathic, whatever it was, ability
making them stronger.
that had been luring people in and giving them these weird visions. I think Derek Arakocra's going up there in a couple of weeks to do a bloody show about it now.
Is it?
So we can nip over and have a look on the day if you want.
Oh,
See if we
go
can meet
see-
Derek Arakocra.
Go see the filming, it'd be great.
Absolutely.
I'll get an autograph for Kenzie. Kenzie likes it as well.
Yeah, stand
Kenzie's
in
my
the
little
background and
girl.
wave.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, apparently he's going up there doing a show about it, about all these weird headaches people were having and people seeing dead loved ones and all things like that. But it's stopped now, so I don't know what there'll be to film, but he'll find something, I'm sure.
So, with all of that information, what do you guys want to do?
Has Grimm had anything to say to us since we've
Yeah.
reported this back to him?
Grimm
think
has
has-
taken down the information, but he's what he will have relayed to you is that he will, because basically this whole thing is funded by the conglomerate. One of the businesses that are members of that conglomerate are Loumis Textiles.
Maybe that's why we got called back.
100%.
We went to the mill. Somebody's let Grimm know, and it was like, call it, can it? Okay. Interesting.
You reckon we could get authorization to do a bit of digging around the offices? Considering that's where
Somebody already has done
I was
something
gonna say,
around the offices.
Yeah. It sounds like we can't even, like, to a certain degree, can't even trust our boss now.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe we could just hang out outside offices and then, just get him to, rough him up a bit, get him to speak. Get that Hurmon. I know what he looks like. Stressed. He looks stressed.
Stressed. Stressed and hairy.
Yeah. Or maybe we
Stressed and hairy.
maybe we take him out because when you're a bit stressed.
You mean take him out for a pint? Oh, okay, sorry.
It's Grimm Investigators, not Grimm Assassinations.
I just heard maybe we take him out, and I was just sorry. My mind went to a dark place. I apologize.
What, have you had a bad night out?
Sorry, I just haven't slept very well in 2 days. I've been working hard.
Well, maybe Dizzy should get some sleep.
I feel fine.
And after that, maybe we could see if we can convince this man to come out with us. Get him to talk.
Get him chatting, yeah.
Yeah.
I reckon.
Wet the whistle a little bit. When people have had a couple, they get talking, don't they?
Loose lips and all that.
Loose lips, sink ships.
Sink ships?
Yeah.
Maybe we want to sink Loumis.
Who knows?
Sounds like they're being naughty.
Yeah.
Okay, then. I think we have a plan.
We have
So,
a direction, I think.
We have a direction
Yeah.
at least. So with that, we'll take a little break and we'll see you on the other side. Hello, welcome back to part 2 of our 3rd episode. Okay, so you've all gathered at the office, you've all figured out everything that you've privately earned in your own time, and you feel that your best lead is following up with Hurmon Eskless. So, how do you want to go about doing this?
So I think going to the offices at that sort of time would probably be a good idea. Like the sort of end of the day sort of timing would make sense, right? When he's coming out, or
You think end of the day, sort of end of the week? So like trying to get him to go out on a weekend evening, like on a Friday evening rather than a Wednesday evening? I don't know.
I mean, this is if this is anything like Manchester, people just go out every night after work for a pint, right? It's just that's just what you do.
So 2 o'clock on a Tuesday.
You reckon we should go in disguises just because, our faces might be known? We have been asking a lot of questions at the mill. And I reckon, considering, Grimm's kind of told us to put a stop to the activities, we might need to go a bit covert.
I mean, we could do that, but I think maybe I'm reading him wrong, but I think he was so nervous as well because he fancies me a little bit. Right.
Does
clear-
he now?
Yeah, clearly.
Sure.
Right.
A distinct possibility.
So I think he'll definitely go out for a drink with me.
Well,
Okay.
well,
Yeah.
well, I'll tell you what.
You shoot your shot, girl.
Then in that case, if that's the play, then I think definitely we maybe hang out around the building closer towards evening. And I also agree with Jael over here that we have made a bit of a ruckus, and people do recognize us. Now I don't know about the rest of y'all, but I do have a way to kind of change the way I look, so I can be a little bit more disguised myself.
I can do that, but it does require me sort of having a long rest. I can do that.
Well, it's a new day, right?
It's a new day, so
Oh, you will have had a long rest since your combat in the sewer.
I'm just thinking as a Springaladrin, when I take a long rest, I can change my season, which does kind of change the way Wicca would look.
Just like go to summer and don't put any gel in your hair.
Basically, yeah. So
Well, let's call it this way. When you were cleaning the offices, it was at the end of the day, and you've rallied the next day. So you've all had that previous conversation
Yeah.
in the morning. You would be able to possibly get in a bit of a disco nap, a few
disco
hours,
nap.
or you could call it for the following day. Either or, you'll be able to.
If we do a new day, I can roll my experimental elixir again.
Oh, yeah.
And so there's a 1 in 6 chance that I get transformation. So let's just
Okay, so let's reconvene. Figure out that you're going to try and tackle them the next day towards the end of the day. That gives you plenty of time for a long rest and to see what you get. So,
All right.
make a roll for it.
Come on.
What have you got?
It's a 6. Okay, so I can cast Disguise Self on myself, and then I've got Transformation now. The drinker's body is transformed as if by the Alter Self spell. So the drinker determines the transformation caused by the spell, the effects of which last for 10 minutes. So that one's like a brief, like get out of jail one.
okay.
So we can. Ooh, I wonder if So Keza, you're gonna go inside.
Oh, I'm going to wait for him outside.
You're gonna wait for him outside. So maybe while you're waiting for him outside, right, and the rest of us are sort of like, oh man, I'm gonna regret this one. What if we split?
Oh no!
And so then there's like date night group, right? And so so somebody can be sort of like following the two of you, right? And then 2 other people, because I can transform myself, and then I can get one person transformed for 10 minutes, like if they need to like get out of there. So
Maybe when I've got one of you could transform into me, and then you could go in and clean the offices.
I think. Well, it is. No, it's not disguise self. It's alter self. So yeah, no, somebody could just squish. I'm pretty sure into a kobold.
Okay. Yeah. What's the limit on the alter self spell?
That's only gonna be like 10 minutes.
Yeah, but is there a limit on the size? You assume a different form. When you cast the spell, choose one of the following options. The effects will last for the duration of the spell. When the spell lasts, you can end one option, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, wait, is this the one where you just give yourself gills and stuff?
Yeah.
Dang it. Oh, I got so excited.
Oh, well.
Oh no, change appearance.
Change appearance. You transform your appearance. You decide what you look like, including your height, weight, facial features, sound of voice, hair length, coloration, distinguishing
I know my
characteristics, if
spells.
anything.
I've
You
been bad
can
with
make yourself
myself.
appear as a member of another race, though none of your statistics will actually change. You can't appear as a creature of a different size than you, and your basic shape stays the same. If you're bipedal, you can't use this spell to become quadrupedal. And at any time for the duration of the spell, you can use an action to change your appearance back again.
All right, so nobody can be you, Keza. They could.
Obviously.
Obviously.
Nobody could dare.
One of a kind, of course. All right. Well, what do we think? 2 people try to get into the building and find some information again, or are we just betting it all on Hurmon?
Because the other thing is as well, so Keza swapped with someone to do the office clean, right? So potentially you could, like, if Keza described them, like, presuming that they're not small, like, one of you could transform into them as
I'll
well.
definitely allow that for sure.
Yeah. So maybe, like, we transform into Cassandra, who is the other Cassandra, the other cleaning lady.
Cassandra the cleaning lady.
Cassandra the cleaning lady. Absolutely.
You're quite sneaky, right? Like, just comparatively to the rest of us.
Yeah, but not done that since my Jubilee days.
Right, fair enough. Well, what if you stick with Keza, right, and keep an eye on her just to make sure everything's kosher, right? And then what we can do with you is I can give you and when I hold up the potion, it's doing like the radioactive sort of green, like the uncomfortable Mountain Dew neon, where it's like that's not a natural color I should be putting in me. It's like glowing like that. It's like, and so for 10 minutes you could at least get into the building as Cassandra.
Well, what does the option of your weather seasonal change do for you?
So I think in terms of your appearance, you can just sort of flavour that as you see fit. Basically, it sort of defines what your phase step does. So it would, what's the word I'm looking for? Mechanically, that's all it would change. But in terms of my appearance, you sort of take on the appearance of somebody of that season. So obviously with Wicca being a Spring Galadrin of Cresta, it's very sort of April showers, rainy, grey blue.
Because Manchester and Cresta are incredibly damp places.
As we know this to be true. So it is more of a flavour thing, but I think that in terms of what Wicca would look like, she would still be tall and lanky and skinny and obviously still have all the same stats, but it would change her face step and it would change her appearance almost completely.
So
She would just be an Eladrin of a different kind.
we have options then: the transformation potion, or
Save it, and then just in case at the last minute, just be like, I'm Cassandra. Yes, I've always spoken like this. Actually, you need to be Cassandra because I can't change my accent. I am trying it. Absolutely not.
I'd love to see you try and do a northern.
Absolutely not.
It'd probably be as successful as my northern accents.
I am not brave enough to try a Mancunian accent.
Manchester. That's about as good as I can do. I'm so sorry. I do love living here. Just don't send me angry letters. Like anybody writes letters anymore.
You can email Mist. Mist.
Mist the cat hater at hotmail.com.
Right.
Okay, so just to be clear, you guys are going to go hang outside the office waiting for Hurmon at the end of the day, and you guys are
The night cleaning staff.
the night cleaning staff. Okay, we'll start with you guys.
Well, firstly, I'm going to give Cassandra a call just to let her know.
cut the night off.
Don't
Just cut the
worry,
night
we'll
off.
sort this out for you, Cassandra. I owe her a couple. So, yeah, we'll do that in the first instance.
And you give me a very detailed description of what Cassandra looks like.
Yeah, so what does Cassandra look like? I think Cassandra is a half-elf with like dark hair that she like ties up quite a lot in a big messy bun on the top of her head. She's quite svelte, but like she's got like those like she's like toned from all like her arms are like really like toned like from all like the cleaning and stuff as well. I say like medium, like sort of like not overly tall, but just sort of like average sort of height for a half elf. Quite a sharp nose as well. Like quite like a sort of quite gaunt sort of like face, you know, like high cheekbones. Like I think that's probably what Cassandra looks like.
Okay. You'll also be passing over the icons for the cleaning staff that get them into the building. So that means that you won't have yours or Cassandra's because you'll need 2.
Yep.
So you definitely have passes to get into the building. They are little kind of plastic labels with one of them has a couple of gold stars because we'll say that Cassandra is one of the mage rights in the society, one of the people that can cast a little bit of prestidigitation. I mean, some things require elbow grease and proper equipment,
Proper
and
cleaning.
chemicals, manual stuff. But you know, there's some level of cleaning up coffee spills and stuff like that that can be done, and therefore they need one of these icons with little gold stars underneath them to indicate that they can cast a little bit of magic. But otherwise, they are just passkeys to allow you to get into the building and show your ID. And yeah, little one with little Cassandra and one will say Keza. So we will start with you guys going towards spinning fields where these giant skyscrapers are, all these lovely, beautiful, modern chrome buildings that kind of do stick out quite weirdly against some of the more older parts of Cresta. But it's been beautifully done. There's lots of lovely patio spaces and green shrubbery everywhere and some very exclusive kind of bars and swanky things. It's kind of where the richer people of Cresta live, work and play.
Cool. So yeah, Keza's gonna get herself put on a little bit of lippy. She's gonna do her nails beforehand as well. Puts on her best outfit, which, as some of you will know previously, is her shell suit cat suit and her furry leopard print jacket and her fluffy heels. And she's it's like a white, like shiny white shell suit, but it's a cat suit. And she's gonna make her way to sort of like around like the wait outside the offices. She indicates to Jail to like sort of sit on a bench like sort of nearby so he can.
I think Jail's going to do a bit of a makeover himself, so he's going to dye his hair black and then lower it so it sort of hangs. He's got quite long hair, so it does kind of sit below his shoulder, like literally just below his neck. He's got some John Lennon style like spectacles. Yeah. He's also clad in a business suit. I mean, like he literally looks like a businessman. So he's going to just be, you know, on behind, spellfaxing and just acting like he's on a business call.
Okay. So as you make your way through the spinning fields and these beautiful chrome buildings, heading towards the offices of the Loumis Textiles, you notice that people are beginning to make their way maybe a little bit early out of the offices, maybe going for a quick drink at the Holly and getting some nice little expensive cocktails going on, and people are sitting in some of these outside patio areas and having cigarettes and a little wine spritzer. As you make your way to the Loumis Textiles offices and just wait your time, eventually you do see a shuffling, dishevelled Hurmon Eskless, this giant bugbear who has just got lots of hair popping out the top of his very stiff shirt collar, and at the end of his cuff things. He is wearing a shirt, the whole suit thing, but. It does look a bit clumsy on a bugbear anyway, but on him particularly dishevelled because he still has that demeanour of that he's trying to figure something out, that he's a bit nervous, that he's distracted.
Okay. As Keza sees him, she's got to toddle over to him. I was like, all right, Hurmon.
You different.
Yeah, I know.
I
look stunning, don't I?
You different.
What's the
You
phrase?
don't have to say anything.
You scrub up well?
Oh, yeah, I do. I do.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're not going to work, are you?
No. I'm actually here to see you.
Oh, why would you want to see me?
Because you're going to take me for a drink.
Roll a persuasion check.
Surely some kind of bonus for this baller cat suit, right?
Do I get advantage?
No, I'm not that nice.
Persuasion, that's a 9.
I was going home.
You don't need to be so forward.
I'm not really in the mood. Thank you, though. I don't usually get hit on very often. Is that what's happening here?
Yeah. Oh, well, I thought, yesterday I thought we had something, you seem a little bit like, you're a little bit nervous around me. I mean, I am quite an intimidating lady, so I could understand why you'd feel that way. But, I think you and me could have something.
Wow.
Roll an intimidation check. Because this is aggressively sexual.
Intimidation. That's a 14.
Okay. Maybe the one.
Do you want to go to the Holly?
The Holly.
Yeah.
That's quite expensive for a drink.
Or we could go Club Costa.
Yes, I think I could do with a nice green tea. Yes. Okay.
The green tea with alcohol in it. Got you. I'm going to grab his hand.
You just grab hold of his hand, his sweaty, nervous hand, and drag him off.
Fairy.
Oh, sweaty and fairy.
Like, toddling off with him.
So what's Jail up to during this?
Yeah, Jail's parked on the nearby bench. He's going to let them walk off for quite a distance before we're just falling behind. But he's still on his spell facts, just talking.
Give a performance check just to see how well you're blending.
This is so uncomfortable for me.
You're doing fantastic.
So good.
Oh, no.
You can re-roll that.
12?
If anybody was paying attention to you, they'd probably see through it. But with a 12 and you're not particularly drawing attention to yourself, it is a little bit GCSE drama. But you're getting away with it.
I am on.
Hello. Yes. Buy. Sell. Yeah, it's a little that.
That's fun. Well, yeah, so you wait until they, get a bit clear and then start falling behind.
So, yes, you lead Hurmon into the coffee shop.
I imagine it's like one of those fancy ones that are like coffee and cocktails.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so like it's a bit of
There's a few Irish coffees that could be had here. It's one of those kind of like a Costa coffee, and or others are available. One of the swankier ones, but turns into a bit of a bar later at night. So there's the syrups, and then there's the vodka, and then there's the rum. Yeah.
No. And I'm gonna just pull him into the. I'm just dragging him along.
What would you like?
What are you drinking?
Just a green tea.
Oh,
I need
come
to calm
on.
my nerves.
Come on, Hurmon. Like something to calm your nerves. You got to put caffeine in your system.
It's a green tea. It'll just,
Right. Green tea martini, then it is, yeah.
Okay, so you order a green tea martini. What are you having?
I'm just gonna. I'm gonna say to the host officer, I'm gonna pretend that I'm ordering a drink, but actually I'm just getting like a a fizzy water. And just to make it look like I'm having like like something like a lemonade and vodka and lemonade or something like that. But just
So that would be around about 17 gold coins.
17 gold coins.
Yeah.
Expensive.
Well, you
This was
are
the
in the
cheaper
swanky
place?
part of the district. Yeah, this is the cheaper part.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah. And
You should have gone to the Holly. Oh.
and then I'm gonna bring them over to him and sit down with them and says, "All right, there you go."
Oh, thank you. He just takes a little sip.
Oh, you seem like you're having a bit of a rough time, Hurmon.
There are things on my mind, yes.
Oh.
Troubling things, yes.
I'm sorry to hear that. Well, you know what? Whenever I feel a bit troubled, well, not me, but whenever my ex used to feel a bit troubled, he used to have a drink, and then he'd have another drink, and he'd have another one, and then it was problematic. But that's no, we don't talk about that. But one or two, that I think that's that's fine. It'll help you calm your nerves, and maybe it just make you feel a bit more relaxed.
It is quite tasty.
Yeah. It's
He
like,
just takes another sip.
yeah.
It's going down slowly, but it is going down.
Yeah.
Okay, what direction are you trying to take this?
So I'm now going to go get shots.
Another 10 gold coins for each time.
Okay. And because I'm hoping that he's not much of a drinker.
Oh, surely.
So I'm going to come over with some baby Guinnesses. And love a baby Guinness. I pop one in front of him and just go like, here we go. Like put one in his hand and show him like to bang it on the table and knock together and then shot it back.
You're just going to get him hammered. I love it.
Hermon's had 10 drinks total in his adult life. That's the vibe Hurmon gives off.
Yeah, my idea is that I'm trying to like basically get him a little bit drunk so he might slip some information.
Okay, perfect. So, we'll say you're managing to keep him in because you've been quite and he's obviously somebody who is a bit of a people pleaser and doesn't really know how to handle the situation. So just politely is taking these drinks off of you.
Cool.
Just because he feels a bit intimidated. Though he is nursing them, so you're quite correct. This is not somebody who knows how to handle their alcohol. So even with like just sips and nursing it and downing the one because he felt prompted to,
Yeah.
you definitely get them drunk.
Okay.
So please roll persuasion with advantage.
Come on, guys. Got this. Nat 20. You're a beautiful dice.
And to all the kids at home,
Yeah, if someone is forcing you to drink,
Yeah,
you
don't-
don't have to.
don't do this.
There will be a helpline delivered at the bottom. No, there won't be help. Don't drink, kids. Please don't follow anything that happens in this show, to be honest. It's a fantasy world. So, yeah, by the end of it, like, it's just, you don't understand. It's, it's, there's been things, and they go boomby, 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 and I mean, there was the big. You'd think that there was the big boom, and there's been no boomy, boomy since. It didn't. You'd think they'd learn why. It's not just. It's wooden.
The big boomy boomy. I put my hand on top of his. What was the big boomy boomy?
The big boomy boomy. There's the anniversary, the Jubilee Square, the boomy boomy, and they Roll either a history or an intelligence check to see if you can put the 2 and 2 together for what that.
Jubilee Square and the big broomy boomy.
You got this.
No, I don't.
Oh no.
That's a 7.
7. Okay. You don't quite put 2 and 2 together, but from what he is trying to explain to you, because I'm not going to perform the whole thing because I'm not that good an actor.
You're wonderful, miss. Stop putting yourself down.
Hurmon managed to explain to you that a long time ago there was some level of explosion and that had been put to bed. And something recent is now making him nervous that that's going to happen again.
Okay. So, has something happened at Loumis Mill Factory?
Nothing yet.
Are you all right? Do you want a Rennie? It helps with reflux.
He just knocks it back. Grabs another one of the baby Guinnesses and spills it down.
Oh boy.
Oh,
That's not how you do that.
There was the fishman. Ever since he handed it over, and they had the information, and they have the information. The information's there, and then you go back up to the mill, and they're playing about, and but it could just go boomby boomby again, and that's a problem, boomby boomby. But it's in the office, and I don't know if I should or I might get the sack.
How would you get the sack? You're doing great at your job. Don't let anyone tell you that you're not. You know, it seems to me that you're suffering from burnout, mate. You're overworked.
It's so nice that somebody understands.
Yeah. It's
You're
all
the
right.
first person that's been nice to me.
Oh, Hurmon, it's all right.
And he just reaches forward and grabs hold of your hand.
Don't move away from it a little bit.
And as he just holds your hands and he's got that beer goggle, you can see that he's just starting to kind of look at you in a different way. And as he does, he just lets out a huge burp. He just hits you straight. You just get the flavour of baby Guinness and
Big bugbear.
Creamy. All right, Hurmon. All right. So sometimes it's nice to, like, you know, if you feel a bit, you should talk to people. You know, tell them what's bothering you. You know, that's fine. Like, but I'm really sorry. I've got to go. Ooh, that's cold.
I would just end myself.
I've just had a message on my spell fax from my boy, from my middle. I've got 3 kids, by the way, just in case you wanted to know. Yeah.
I didn't see a wedding ring.
No, I'm not married. Why is that a problem?
Oh no.
Is that
Just summed it up really fast.
Is that a problem? Someone having 3 kids and not being married?
No.
You know what, Hurmon? I thought you were a different sort of person, but maybe you're not. Maybe this isn't going to work out. I get up and I get my sparkling water and throw it in his face. And I storm out and
Herman's just complete. He does not understand what the hell's going on.
He's just had a big night.
Oh, wow. What's Jail up to during all of this?
So Jail's actually sat like in a nearby table, and he's got a notebook in hand, just recording everything. But like, he's so bewildered by what's just happened. He's just watched Keza just storm out, and he's like, he just like approaches and is like, "You all right, mate?"
I'm all wet.
You're
Oh boy.
sit there, mate. Can we get a few napkins, please?
Simply cannot.
You know, take that coat off as well. It's a bit soggy in that.
Oh, okay. He's just.
Oh, he's covered in fur. It's gonna be so hard to clean.
Did he just take his iPad off?
Roll a perception check.
Sneaky, sneaky.
Snigger. Steal his vision.
7.
You don't notice.
That's what I was thinking.
As I'm like helping him with the coat, I do a quick pat down. Is there anything I can sort of?
You can make a sleight of hand check. Yeah.
Please don't
His
fail me,
wallet.
please.
Get his wallet. You're quite dexy, right?
Yeah, 6
got
plus
this.
7.
13.
13.
13.
So.
He's drunk as well.
He is drunk.
Oh yeah, very good point. I will allow advantage on that for sure.
Yeah.
Roll a bigger number.
Good call. Good call. I'll allow it.
That
Rate
doesn't
that
count.
cocked. Not 20.
Oh, Hermon's
So.
big night.
So we'll say that you don't spot the eye can, that he's taken off with the coat and stuff, where it's on like a cord around his neck. That's all. You didn't spot that. But they do have the briefcase with them. And because they're that hammered, you do have time and opportunity and stealth enough to open it up and pull out some very coffee-stained pieces of paper.
So Jail's actually bought like a briefcase of his own. So
A little swappy.
Yeah.
the old switcheroo.
The old switcheroo. Whilst you take those away and meet up with your compadre and figure out what these papers contain, we'll move on to you guys and see what you're up to.
Hi.
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 You are, of course, not aware of any of this.
Nope.
So,
Nope.
what are you guys up to?
Are these happening concurrently?
These are happening concurrently.
Okay,
yeah.
so it's not like there's no chance for
Okay.
giving Kezra a ring and being like, how'd it go?
Hey,
Okay.
girl.
I'm not that nice.
No.
That's all right.
Wicker has fully had a long rest and altered their season. So they are now a summer Eladrin.
What does that look like on Wicker?
So I think
Knowing that she's quite a goth chick
she's
as well.
quite goth. I think she's gone for like a summer nights vibe.
Okay.
So like a summer evening. So as the sun sets and you get that sort of like orangey purple sort of vibe in the sky.
Has she got like a maxi dress thing going on? Like
In a full sundress. So her skin's gone like that sort of sunset purpley shade. So it's not totally different.
Stunning.
And the hair is still, it's very dark, but it's not black anymore. But it does have sort of like a little bit of a twinkle going through it, like a clear summer night sky. And because they are still a goth at heart, they are wearing a quite flowy sundress, despite the fact that they're about to go clean an office. But it is completely black, and there's a big chunky belt in the middle, and a little sort of light leather jacket.
Nice.
So they do look quite different. The hair is not in a big gelled up thing anymore. It's sort of, it's probably a little bit longer, and it just sort of rolls down her back slightly curly. And they look really quite different. So I'd have to go up and be like, there it is.
You wouldn't recognize.
Oh, damn.
Diz. Yeah. In fact, we actually probably do this before we get to the office because we won't know what each other.
Stood at the door like,
Where are they?
it is.
Yeah. No. I think
I'm
we're.
imagining like a whole girls' bathroom scenario with you two
Oh my God,
bonding.
yeah, we both
like-
come out of the stall at the same time, and we look completely different. Oh my God! Oh my goodness, girl! No, Diz. What Diz has done with disguise self is so you can get up to a foot shorter, or appear. It's all appearances. None of it really happens. Somebody touches me, they know. But I look about a foot shorter. And you notice that there's no tusks visibly coming through. The hair has sort of come in a little bit, and they basically look like sort of a more human version of Diz, and what she's done is she's actually just taken on a lot of the features of her dad, because her dad's the human, her mom's the orc, and that's her half-orc heritage.
I love that.
And so still Dizzy, but like, you know, sort of like human-esque, just because she loves her dad, and so she just looks a little bit more like him, you know. And then hands you a backup boiler suit that she has, because she's like, you can't wear that to a cleaning job.
It worked with what I had, right? It worked with what I had. So slip into the boiler suit, sundress sort of comes out the neck. Like, roll it up, shove it in a pocket.
You looked so pretty before, but you go to do a cleaning job.
No, I'm like, you look absolutely fantastic, darling, but you cannot scrub floors in a sundress.
It just worked with what I had.
Sorry.
It's okay.
I just don't want you to get any chemicals on it. That's all it is.
I love that you've got my best interest at heart.
Of course. Yeah, and I think like in we'll basically get like, as you just look the way you do. My disguised self only lasts for 1 hour. Yes. So we've got 1 hour before mine wears off. So yeah, all good.
So to be fair to you, then you're probably not going to trigger that until you're just
Closer.
getting you don't. Okay.
Dip into the alley at the back of the building. Slightly different.
Well, it's around about the same time, so you'd be. As you walk through the spinning field, patios and gardens and all the pagodas that are everywhere, and these swanky bars that are all around. There's the Coast House. That's quite nice. It's all done up with like an outside patio area that's a little bit like a beach.
Cute.
Quite nice.
Love that.
And then there's the Holly as well. As you walk past these bars, you see Keza in a coffee shop, plying a certain bugbear with lots and lots of drinks.
Just from a distance, like, fucking gold.
She's wearing the same thing she wore at the club that night.
That looks so good on her. I
Honestly.
know why she goes back to it.
And just on the table behind, you can see a jail just going. Well, what would the jail in his GCSE drama phone conversation be doing?
Hi, Mum. Yeah, I'm right, Mum. Yeah, just been at work, Mum. Yeah. No, I'm not going to be home for a couple of days. Yep. Yeah, I'm eating my tea, Mum. Yeah, going to bed on time, Mum. Yep.
Just saying, Mum,
Just
wait.
Mum.
It's Mum. I am talking to my mother.
So that's what you see through the window of the coffee shop as you make your way to the Loumis Textiles offices.
Yeah, I think we both have the icons on, and I think without like, I would want you to lead. I'd like on the way there, but I think you should go first, just because if I get spoken to, they may be curious about why I sound the way I sound, and I'm not one for well, you know, putting on charades. So
I got you.
yeah. But I think we just go through the front door.
You can easily make your way past the security there, just clicking in. Give us a little bit of a performance check, both of you, please. Either one of you can roll with advantage, or both of you roll.
I have a plus.
You do it. You do it.
16 and a 17. I love that for me. Performance 17 plus 4, 21.
Oh, sweet. You play it really cool. It's just kind of like a nod and a wink to the security guard. You've got all the right clobber on. You just click on and you just walk straight through.
Love that.
The little spindle gates you manage to get through, and you can see that there's a cleaning cupboard, a staff sign that's clearly where you'd need to go to pick up your equipment and stuff.
Dip in there.
Dip in there. There's mops, there's buckets, there's everything that you might need to equip yourself as a cleaner.
Cool. I'm going to slip on the badge. No.
Well,
I'm going
you
to keep it in a pocket so that I've got it, because I would hate for somebody to see it and be like, you're not Cassandra.
Okay.
But I want to have it on me, but not necessarily displaying the name.
Okay, I get you.
So I've got it tucked away but easy to just sort of dink and then put it back away.
Mine's part of my disguised self, so I can't really like if somebody were to come up and like investigate me, I could like hand them the real one, you know, but it wouldn't sort of like I couldn't clip the real one onto my disguise. So it's just part of me. I'm Keza.
Not very different.
Yeah, say 5 foot tall human woman.
It's a whole 3 feet too many.
And how does Keza speak in Dizzy's voice?
Talks the exact same way that Dizzy does, funnily enough. You can't make me do the accent.
And how many jobs do you have?
I got 3 jobs. I got 3 kids.
Okay. I tried to get it so hard. Right. So, what are you going to do?
I think you would have given us a little bit of like
Yeah,
intel on like which office Hurmon was in and everything. So I think genuinely, because like Dizzy's personally like quite uncomfortable with this sort of thing, you know, and so like underneath the disguised self, there's just a constant bead of sweat going. Right? So she's like, we're gonna get to the office. All right, I'm gonna find Hurmon's desk. I'm just gonna focus on that, right? And then.
I think if you'd given us like a layout, if there is like a filing room or like a back space, that's probably where I'm going to try and focus up. Because if you're good with the computer side of things in terms of getting in, having a little look around, I'll go manual. I'm going to look through paperwork. I'm going to see if there's a back space where maybe they're doing some, maybe not experiments, but where they might be doing R&D, or if there's R&D desks, something like that.
Ooh, how to play this. So, both of you can find your way around. To be fair, it's an office building that has got things laid out pretty easily. There are signposts and everything that back up everything that Keza told you from earlier. It's later on in the evening, and there are secure areas. So, though there is an R&D department, you're not necessarily going to be able to get up there.
Okay.
But there is filing, there is the normal office spaces, the back rooms that you're talking about. There is a server room that needs dusting. So those are the kind of areas that you could get to. Roll both of you separately, please, an investigation check.
Can I use my true crime expert feat, which is while investigating a crime, I can make a DC 15 history check. So would that give me more information about where to look? Or give me some bonus to my investigation roll, something like that?
It's not specifically a crime
Nope.
scene.
Okay, that's fine. That's cool.
Or is it?
Or is it?
Investigation, right?
Yes.
Cool. Dirty 20. A gentleman's 20.
Gentleman's
20.
So what were you specifically looking for again for yourself?
So it was, I want to sort of hit the filing room, because servers, I'm not going to be able to do much with that. So I want filing, and I want to look for R&D files, if possible, to see if I can have a rummage around.
Okay. You certainly do find a filing room. There is definitely, as much as with any modern office, still filing cabinets somehow, even though it's
Somehow.
2024. There's lots of old bits of paperwork and boxes, and yeah, you can easily find your way up there.
Amazing.
But as you rummage around and tidy up, and there are still a few people who are working about and going back and forth, but as these are old paper files, not many people, just more people walking past the area rather than engaging with it, because who uses paper files anymore? They're just sat there and nobody really knows what they're for.
Hanging on to them purely for accounting purposes.
Yeah, exactly. So there's a couple of little bits of checks, but these are noisy old things. Go around and do a bit of poking and prodding and reading, and so you don't really find too much. It's patterns and contracts and old notes about orders that have been done over the many, many years that Loumis has been around. But you also do find that there is a secure area that is part of all of this, but beyond a door that you can't get beyond.
Yeah, try and boop and it doesn't let me through. Okay. Is it only a sort of ICANN door?
It is an ICANN door, but not one that your pass would let you get through.
Not one that's going to let me in. Damn.
How about your good self?
Dizzy's heading straight for Hurmon's desk. I know where it is. I know what I'm doing. When I imagine, like, at whatever point we sort of like split up from one another, Dizzy, you know, under the disguised self, just like opens up her notebook. There's a little post-it note stuck on the inside that just says, "You got this" on it, right? I got this. I got this. Is gonna head in and just like, you know, like the illusion looks like fine, and just sort of like walking over like what I'm supposed to be doing, and just start like wiping down the desk. And then I want to, I kind of wanted to save this in case you needed it, but I think it might be more helpful for me in the moment.
No, you do it.
I'm gonna just like kind of like just scope out the room, and I just want to get a sense of if there's any cameras in this particular office.
Okay. No need for a check with that. Yes, there are.
Cool.
There's CCTV in this building, as you would expect.
Is it set up in a way where like Hurmon's sort of like in the line of sight of just one of them, or do they all kind of have like a spread on the room?
Hurmon's desk is just one of many open cubicles and stuff.
Okay, actually,
It's one of those offices that is all set up with separate little cubicles, very kind of like quite American style, actually.
colonial style.
Colonial style. And they've all got their separate cubicles, and they've all got their separate computers, etc., going on. So within those four walls of these little up here, the cameras are not necessarily going to see much below
cool.
that height, but you know they could see people going in and out.
All right. So
So
then
you've got a little bit of cover.
I think that's enough then, that Dizzy will just ignore the cameras, and it's just gonna look like I spent a lot of time cleaning this desk, hopefully. And yeah, I'd like to try to access Hurmon's computer, and essentially like using the spell fax. Whatever information I find that I think is pertinent, I'll just try to copy that with my spell fax and then move on.
Okay, go for a investigation check then.
We're doing an investigation series.
Hey, better you two than
Hello.
That's nice. That's nice.
That's kind of a reason why I wanted Wicker to come with me. I'm not very good at the deceiving thing, but I just needed to get to this part. Sorry, investigation. That is going to be a 23 total.
Mama.
So smart.
Okay.
Mama.
So, as you rummage around about the computer, you notice that the desk is covered with coffee.
It just never got
It
cleaned.
just never got cleaned. Somebody's been off work.
Sandra really needs to, pull a finger out.
Sandra, get it together.
And you also notice that that there are no papers there because they're in somebody else's bag. To get into the computer, you look around the various different things that are pinned on the walls.
You just got a post-it note somewhere.
Oh, bloody hell.
It's okay, Hurmon. I've done this before.
We've all been there.
And it is Hurmon_24. It's so obviously the password.
His IT team would be shouting at him for this.
He's done okay with the clear desk policy right up until he had a post-it note with his bloody password on it.
There's lots of people that have done it. Not me, though. Yes.
No, never.
Never. Not my job. So, you can get into the computer. Is there anything particular that you're looking for?
I don't know anything that they know. So I think at this point, Dizzy is. I guess Dizzy, it would be like purple warpstone, but then also kind of like thinking it may not be that obvious. And then if nothing on that, then just basically looking at if I can find if there's any more information about stuff happening with Loumis in the last, like I'm sort of limiting it to a 3-month window, my search. And so I'm essentially doing the thing where, you know how there's like people who like to claim that they're speed readers, right? But they only actually like pick up like maybe 10% of the information. I'm doing that, but then just looking for keywords as I like just scroll through just real quickly.
Okay. You can see what Hurmon's been working on and what they've been looking at. They have been going into some of the older files and looking at historical stuff. You don't see anything necessarily about purple warpstone purely headed that way. But there's lots and lots of things about back in the 1850s, 1840s, of when the Loumis mill used to be centred in the middle of Cresta, when Cresta was nothing but mills everywhere. The old Loumis mill used to be where Jubilee Square is now.
Okay.
What happened back then, before it was moved out into the mountains, was a massive explosion. It's been seared on the mind of the people of Cresta, and it is something that is celebrated every year. But many modern Crestolians have forgotten the original meaning and what happened there. But effectively, the old mill exploded.
Okay.
And it's left a square in the middle of the city ever since. And it's been so tightly associated with the spring festivals that the celebration now feels more about it being Cresta's Spring Festival. You know, a quaint little nod to the countryside people.
Yeah.
And the original history of it has been mostly forgotten, but the stain of that and what it did to the city is an indelible mark on it.
I imagine it's one of those things where Loumis sort of like started like just putting a lot of money into a PR campaign of just trying to like, not like it'd be very hard to rewrite that history, but definitely just to get people to be like, no, we celebrate Jubilee Day. Jubilee Day is a good thing. It's the spring festival. Nothing bad happens on Jubilee Day. Okay, all right.
What else you also find,
More.
there is more. What Hurmon does is very much bookkeeping and looks at all the different transactions and record keeping and how different things have been transacted through the business. There's one particular element that they've been looking at, again, 3 months ago. Roll a history check for me.
Oh man, I don't know nothing about the history here.
Oh, but you might.
I do read a lot though. Where is it?
Super intelligent.
I know. I'm just going off that intelligence modifier. Oh wow. That's it's a 23 again.
Wow.
These dice never roll well for me. This is great.
This is your day, Dizzy. Dizzy's special day.
This is day.
You see that there has been a rather large payment to Storm's Thunder Casino.
Whoa.
Oh my god!
Everything's just clicked. Okay. All right. Okay.
There was a purchase of a book, a text, from a certain Jimmy the Phish.
Mother.
Jimmy the... Yep. Oh, that slippery little...
Sorry, I got too excited and angry at the same time. Loumis has made a purchase.
Loumis, the top brass as well. This is the funds of the business, but only at a level that can be There's something about it that lets you know that it is authorized. Like it's like the executive gold card that's been used to pay for this. And it's a very unusual purchase, partly because of the sum.
Do I see the sum?
The sum is some 10,000 gold coins.
10,000.
Dizzy's like, I could pay off so much in my student loans with that.
Hot diggity damn.
And it has been transferred to Casino, the Storm Thunder Casino Corp.
Does it have the name of the book? Or alternatively, I've got a list of books here from an earlier game we played off camera.
There were prequels. If you really, really, really like the show, we might produce something that tells you the story of the prequel games.
Yes, I've got a list of books here. I don't know if I could. I don't know if any of these would be worth 10,000 gold. But there was the 4 tablets, Rattlespike's first folio, something diaries. I didn't write down the whole thing. Man, how you gonna say Pogatonia? Pogatonia, thank you. And then the Teasmaids primer.
It's not any of those books.
Okay, all right.
What
Fair
it
enough.
does say, I need to remind myself,
That's fine.
because there was a whole list, and it wasn't just those ones.
Jimmy the Phish, man. We met Jimmy the Phish previously. He was basically running the casino, but we know he'd like stolen some text from the library.
Yes.
Right? Some very important texts.
They were able to make digital copies
Right.
of some basically like not what's the word I'm looking for? Like archival texts, like things that people aren't normally able to read, just because they're old and need to be preserved.
Yeah, and they're not allowed to like take the information out of the library either.
Because they're important historical records.
Yeah.
And one of the important historical records of Cresta, who's been founded on all of these ancient mills, is the Loumis Factory Records, 1770 to 1900.
This goes all the way to the top.
770 to 1900. 1770, sorry.
Yeah.
That's so much history.
That's a big old tome.
10,000 gold seems cheap now.
Yeah, right.
Considering the price of cocktails.
Now I'm wondering. No, I'll speculate when we're all back together.
Well, yes, that's probably where we should come back to you two. Probably you're about a time investigating, and you're about a you probably be in about the same time zone now. So
I was gonna.
Did you want to do something?
I was
thinking.
I was gonna ask if I could push my luck.
oh, you've had a lot. You've had a lot there.
I know, but why not?
You
risk
hold
it?
really okay. So
I think I know what you want to
I
do.
want to risk it. I want to risk it for the biscuit. Why not? If I meet back up with Wicker, right? And
I think I know where this is going. I hope
I know
it
as
is.
well.
and then so there's a door you can't get past. You want to show me where it is?
Yeah, I've sort of, at this point, sort of noticing that Dizzy is really focused on this one desk. I'm like, Wicker's like, fuck, I can't get in there. So we've run round and cleaned all of the other desks. And it's just grabbed Dizzy and I'm like, man, there's a fucking door I can't get through back here. Come on, I'll show you where it is. And sort of off to the sort of filing cabinet room. I assume it's near there or it's sort of through there, wherever it was. I sort of take Diz back to the door and I'm like, and I boop the thing and I'm like, doesn't work.
If I go and eye up this door, is this considered a small warp stone device? Mechanism.
Because you've got that feat, right? Yeah.
So, for context, Dizzy was given an ability that I think the Dungeon Master now regrets. Just using my multi-tool, using my tool I'm able to turn off a small warpstone device once a day.
Just a small one.
It's just a small one.
Small.
That ability is dependent on the size of the warpstone.
Yeah.
It is a small warpstone device because it's just a lock, but it is the warpstone that powers the building.
Oh,
which
you.
is freaking huge. It takes up almost the corner of a whole floor itself.
Miss won't let me do shenanigans.
I am not that nice. So
You've
yeah,
let us shenan once, we must shenan again.
You know, shenan once, she gonna shenan again. Then in that case, I will absolutely book it out of here.
okay, so
Time to go.
okay. You both make your way back downstairs. How long does your ability last?
It's 1 hour, and so I think what happens is when we're in the lift, if I'm coming up to the end of it, then I'll just drop it and then chug the transformation elixir, which lasts for 10 minutes.
I'm not going to make you waste it.
Okay,
That's fine.
I get a new one tomorrow. So.
It's going to be. I think all of that shenanigans will have taken about a full hour. You're coming towards the end of it though, so you
The
may.
hair's starting to...
Yeah.
I like the idea that even though I've got a transformation elixir and I have this disguise self ability, I think it's just Dizzy did make something that's sort of in a wizardy-esque way kind of transforms her, and that's exactly what happens is as the time starts to run out, it's I'm not fitting in the boiler suit anymore because I'm getting bigger, and then the tusks are coming back out, the illusion's starting to break down basically. Yeah.
Cool. And as that's happening, you're very much aware of it. And make your way, pop your equipment back in the cupboard, and just slowly
Doing this as I walk out.
See you later, ladies, says the security guard.
No.
And as you come back out, there's you throwing a drink into Hurmon's face, storming out the bar, and then
Oh
you
my God, it
shuffling
went
about a
well.
couple of minutes later, just stuffing something into a suitcase, and you meet in the square.
We should go.
I think we're office.
I got so much to talk about.
Me too. Me too.
Maybe let's walk in separate directions. We'll all meet her back at the office. Let's not be seen.
You go that way, we'll go
together.
this way.
Right.
Okay.
Paddled.
Well, let's leave it there. And we'll pick up next episode and figure out what you want to do from there.
Right.
Okay. That was really fun.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that was a lot of fucking fun.
You've got a lot of information. Is everything falling into place
Yeah.
now?
It's
with this mystery?
Is that where you expected it to go, Miss?
We'll see you next episode. I've got a lot of rewriting to do. The pains of a DM. Right. Thank you very, very much for watching, and hopefully you join us for our 4th episode. See you next time on the Grim North.
Bye.